of course, we'll start off with the conversation from Nigeria, where the governor of Kogi State, that's Governor Yahaya Bello, has ordered the freezing of all bank accounts of the state. Of course, Idris Asiru, the State Commissioner for Finance, confirmed this in a memo addressed to top government officials in Lokoja, the state capital, on Thursday. Now, the executive governor of the state has directed that no imprest or any form of payment should be made to anyone from government account henceforth. The memo reads, of course, Asiru said the state and local government accounts are frozen with effect from November 23rd. And joining me on the program at this time is Onogwu Muhammed, Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Kogi State. Thank you so much for your time, Onogwu.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Dapo. It's nice to be with you at this moment.
Thank you, of course, for joining in. Now, can you, of course, give us, if at all, any specific reason as to why exactly the governor gave this particular directive?
As you all know, on the 11th of November 2023, a governorship election was held in Kogi State to produce the successor of the incumbent governor, His Excellency Yahaya Bello. That election, which was adjudged to be the most fairest and peaceful election in the history of Nigeria in recent time, produced a governor-elect. And by the 27th of January 2024, that governor will take his oath of office. That means we are going to have another administration by the 27th of January 2024. And now, what it means is that the transition from this administration to that administration has already begun. And the freezing of the state government accounts, as the governor directed yesterday, was in line with his fiscal policy and the transparency and accountability, which he has established under the current administration. So this is done in order to not just to protect, it's a proactive measure, not just to protect any form of tampering with government funds before the coming of the next administration, but to also a preventive measure and a protective measure to enable the coming administration to take off on a clean slate by the time it is inaugurated on the 27th of January 2024.
You used the word tampering. I mean, it's the same party handing over this time around to a different, well, I call it candidate right now, who of course is the governor-elect. So, I mean, tampering in what aspect?
You see, the governor believes in the principle of democracy, and one of his watchwords remain accountability and transparency as regards the utilization of public funds. Despite the fact that this administration is a kind of a transition based on one party that, APC is transiting to another APC administration, that does not mean the right thing should have been done. The right thing must be done, despite the fact that the government is going to be a continuum under the same political platform. That is what the government is doing. It is not the fact that it's not a new an administration that is coming under a different political platform. It is not like that, but that is the procedure, and that is what it means to be transparent and accountable to the people. We have done a lot in the last 7 years, and this is a time to wind up this current administration. So everything that has to do with the public fund, with the public resources, has to be put and kept clean before the coming of the next administration by the 27th of January 2024. So it is a normal proceeding that that used to be done in a very democratic, organized society, and that is what the government believes in. So it is not, it must not be when the new administration under a different political party is coming up that the right thing should be done.
Okay. Now, I mean, surprisingly, this development comes just days after, of course, there was, of course, an alleged, will I call it a scenario where Governor Bello actually accused some of his cabinet members of betraying him and misrepresenting his administration. I mean, could this be in any way connected to this present action, that the governor actually did give recently? And also, I mean, is there trouble within the APC camp in Kogi State?
First of all, there is absolutely no trouble in our camp in Kogi State.
But did the governor actually did give this address to his cabinet?
Talking about the misrepresentation of his administration by some of the leaders that have been part of this administration in the last 7 years, the governor was right to say that yes, his policy and program were not perfectly delivered to the people at the grassroots. The governor has, lieutenant, he has commissioners, he has special advisors, and other heads of agencies and parastatal. So these are the people that are supposed to pass the policies and programs of the government to the grassroots and to the various constituencies. So in that address, the governor found out that, yes, most of his policies and the project he has executed were not perfectly communicated to the people by those who were supposed to, carry out that, responsibility. But as you can see, despite the fact that we had election on the on the 11th of November 2023, you can see how the people of Kogi State turn out. So it kind of gave the votes they gave to our candidate, the APC, pulling over 400,000 votes as against the 270,000 votes of the runner-up. It shows that this administration have been able to deliver on its promises, both in 2015 and in 2019. And that was why you see that there was massive voter turnout in that election. And you see that our party, the All Progressive Congress, also garnered the highest number of lawful votes that were cast in that election. So it shows that the people of Kogi State are in tandem and they have serious trust in the administration of His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Bello. And they also believe in continuity and consolidation of the foundation he has laid. That was why His Excellency Ahmed Usman Ododo, the governor-elect, was elected massively on the 11th of November, 2023.
Of course, I'm still going to dwell with you on this particular issue, particularly when it comes to the cabinet of the governor. But first, I would like us to watch this particular clip, and then we'll come back to have conversations on it.
You are an aide to me, or you are in the inner circle and in the kitchen cabinet, and you are giving false impression out there. How do you expect the common man on the street to feel? To you, you don't care. So long as the one who called your father a common enemy should be the one to be there. Okay, now, your next plan is at hand. I'm watching you. I will not caution again. I will not warn again. You will hear it.
I mean, from what we can see there, it looks like the governor actually did read out some sort of riot act, particularly to his cabinet. I mean, it's even alleged that there was a bit of, he alleged some sort of connivance during elections against him, and, advised that they tread softly. I'll go back to my question. Is there a problem within the APC camp in Kogi State?
Yes, let me tell you again that, yes, there is no problem in APC camp in Kogi State. Let me tell you that one of the qualities of the leader of our party in Kogi State and the governor of Kogi State, His Excellency Alhaji Yahaya Bello, is that of openness and transparency. He has done a lot for the people of Kogi State in terms of infrastructure across the 3 senatorial districts of Kogi State. Now, let me take you down to the senatorial district where I come from, Kogi East. The governor's project in that, senatorial district were ubiquitous. You can't even count them. He has done a lot. that the people of the state of that axis can on their own come out in their numbers to vote for the, for the government and the party we believe in. That is one. Then secondly, the governor also identified that those who are supposed to communicate his policies and programs to the people at the grassroots were not actually doing that as they ought to have done. And that was why he came out to say it. You know, he's a leader that even some of us, or all of us who are working around him, believe that if he has given a directive, as far as that directive is to the interest of the people.
So are you saying there was no form of connivance during election period against the governor?
Whatever the connivance you may think exists during the election, it also shows that having been able to pull a vote of over 400,000 for APC candidates, it means the masses of Kogi State stand by the governor at all time and they believe in his administration. You understand? That is one thing you need to believe, that whatever overwhelming victory we're expecting from the election, and what came out was that we took the lead by pulling a total of over 400,000 votes, with a runner-up coming with a distant 200,000 votes. It means that the people of Kogi State believe in the administration of His Excellency Yahaya Bello. But the governor is the leader of the party and is the governor of his state. So there are some privy information that are available to him, which only him alone knows how to get and where they are coming from. But from that assessment, post-mortem election that he has carried out on his own, he believed that, or he identified that some of the people that were out there were ought to be his, foot soldiers that are supposed to communicate his policies and programs to the people were not actually doing it right. And that was why
he felt betrayed.
The general public to believe that, yes, this is what these people are all to have done. But to my own assessment and analysis, they have not done that to my satisfaction. Okay. You understand? That was what happened.
Okay, now let's go back, of course, to the finance issue as regards the accounts. Now, is there a limit to what monies can come out? Why I'm asking this is with specifics to salaries of Kogi workers. Does that also capture them, or what is the limit in terms of monies being, leaving government accounts in the state, and of course the order by the governor?
Yes. Going by the order by the governor is not cast in stone. And as far as we are concerned, the utmost priority of this administration is to cater for the welfare and well-being of the people of Kogi State and our civil servants. That he has maintained in the last 7 years of his administration, and he will continue to do that until the last day he is going to leave office. So that is certain. The welfare and the well-being of the people will be taken care of until the last day of our administration. And again, the salaries and the welfare of the workers will also not be abandoned until the end of this administration.
So the workers will get their pay, irrespective of this order?
By my analysis here, I have said that the law of the directive is not cast in stone. So the welfare and the well-being of our workers will not be affected by this directive. You understand? But what we have done is to ensure that we are cleaning our house as we're about to bow out of power by 27th of January, 2024. So we need the new administration to take off on a clean slate without any hindrance in terms of finance and what have you. And that is what the government is doing. Just like we are going out by 27th of January, the local government council chairmen, they are also going out by 14th of January. That would be the end of their tenure. So it is prime. It is time for us to put our acts in order to a kind of sanitize the financial system of the state so that the new administration will not have any reason not to take off on this a clean slate.
Now, talking about putting your house in order, we know that, of course, the administration that's of Governor Yahaya Bello is gradually winding down. Now, what would you consider some of his greatest achievements or legacies in the state? Let's, of course, to give it some sort of a circumspect, politically and in terms of the economy and also infrastructure, and also maybe education and health.
Very good. Let me take it up from infrastructure. First of all, this government is exiting better than it entered the state in 2015. Everybody who has traveled across our states, either to the north or to the south, will attest to the fact that Kogi was adjudged as the most backward state before we came on board. And one of the reasons was that the state was bedeviled with insecurity, where we record incessant bank robbery, highway robbery, and all forms of insecurity were bedeviling the state before the coming of this administration. But we have been able to nip that in the bud. We have been able to solve that problem of insecurity in Kogi State. As it is today, people of the state can go and sleep with their eyes closed. As it is today, everybody in Kogi State can go about their daily business, daily activities without fear of insecurity, as we met the state in 2015. That is one aspect of it. When we go to area of infrastructure, just like I was saying, in my own senatorial district, Kogi East, for example, the longest road project that this administration has embarked upon lies in Kogi East. That is the road that cuts across three local governments of Ida, Igalamela, and Nofu. That road were abandoned by the previous administration, but the current government came in and fixed it. There is another road of about 46 kilometers, that is Igakeje, Oko, Ogugu, Emonyoku Road. That road was also abandoned by the previous administration. We came on board, we fixed this road, and people are benefiting from the infrastructure the government has provided. There are plethora of activities and programs that the government have executed in that axis. When you come to Kogi Central, for example, you also discover that internal roads and most of the roads that belong to federal government have been overtaken by this administration, and we have fixed them for the betterment of our people.
Okay, can you be specific on some of those roads? You said some of the roads that belong to federal government have been overtaken by the administration and fixed. Can you mention some of those roads?
For example, the Itape Okene Express Road is about 36 kilometers of length. The current administration has fixed that road as we speak today. The Ida Ofu and Igalamela local government, that road also belongs to federal government, but it lies at the heart of our state, and the government has taken upon himself and he has fixed that road for the betterment of the people and for the whole Nigerians who will be passing through that road today. These are some of the things the government has done in terms of infrastructure. And to let you know as well, that in the capital city, the second term of the government was all about urban renewal. And if you go to Kogi State today, the first flyover in that state, since it was created about 32 years ago, the first flyover was constructed by the current administration. That also beautified the aesthetic nature of our state capital, which was adjudged as the most dirty state before. But when you get a state capital before, when you get to Lokoja today, you can see the ambience, the infrastructure this administration has embarked upon to turn around the fortunes of the state capital and the state in general. Today, all the intercity roads that we have in our state are being fixed by the current administration. If you go to Lokoja today, the state capital, you identify so many roads, internal roads within the state capital that have been fixed by this administration. And as we speak today, works are still going on at various parts of the state because the governor has said he will continue to work until the last day he is leaving office, and that is January 27, 2024. Then if you go into health infrastructure, this government has done massively in terms of the kind of re-engineering our health institution, building model health infrastructure, and re-equipping the health infrastructure, not just building the hospitals, but they are all provided with cutting-edge technology.
Which one exactly? Can you be more specific as to...
Now, one of these hospitals that I'm talking about is the reference hospital in Okene that was commissioned in December last year by former President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammed Buhari. He came to commission that hospital and he was elated. Everybody who have come close to see the infrastructural masterpiece that the state government has put in that place will, give a pass mark to the governor. Then, apart from the one in Okene, the Kogi State Specialist Hospital in Lokoja has also been, rehabilitated with, modern infrastructure, cutting-edge equipment have also been provided to enhance, healthcare delivery services of that institution. Same way, if you are passing through Lokoja to the western part of Nigeria or to the south, you agree with me that there were incessant cases of road accidents, and the governor thought it wise to establish a reference hospital in Gegubeki on the highway that can, take care of emergency situation and for the benefit of the people who are living in that area. Then if you go to Isonlu in Yagba East local government area, we also have the GYB model health infrastructure that have been provided in that area to cater for the people of Kogi State. Then if you move from health to area of education, the governor has also done a lot in that aspect. I can tell you between 2014 and 2015, before we came on board, the number of out-of-school children in Kogi State were over 555,000. But today, as we speak, going by the the statistics from the Ministry of Education in 2019, we have reduced that number down to 89,000, from 555 to 89,000. You can see the difference that we have made. And that difference came as a result of investment, not only in providing educational infrastructure, but to also provide the needed teaching equipment that will guide these people, the pupils and the students, to learn effectively. In order to providing a conducive environment for learning, the governor in 2020 embarked on the establishment of GYB Model Science Secondary School. One of it is situated in Adakulo area of Lokoja, and it was also commissioned by Mr. President, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in December 2022. It is equipped that can, give the best educational instructional learning to our students in that aspect. That was also replicated in Kogi Central, in Kogi West, and Kogi East senatorial districts of the state. So our educational advancement is holistic. And let me also tell you that before the current administration, we only have one own state university, that is Prince Abubakar Audu University, Aniba. But for us to provide an environment for our people to learn, not just to learn, to go into science and mathematical knowledge acquisition, the state government, under the leadership of His Excellency Yahaya Bello, in 2019 embarked on the establishment of Confluence University of Science and Technology, OSARA. That university today has over 3 sets of students that are running in that university today. It is to provide cutting-edge technological knowledge for our students. That is also going. Then in this year, 2023, the government of His Excellency Yahaya Bello has also established Kogi State University, Kaba. As I'm talking to you, the management staff and the academic staff of that institution have been recruited, and work is ongoing. And the matriculation of the first set of students that will be absorbed by that institution will also take place before the life of this administration comes to an end. So in general, this administration has made substantial development and contribution to the upliftment of our people in terms of education.
Definitely.
The basic education.
Definitely, but I'm sorry.
Basic tertiary education for
I'm sorry. I mean, even though we're pressed with time, most of the areas, why I give you, ample time to sort of explain is because most of the areas you mentioned are the central areas in the state where you talked about development. Exactly. How about the interior areas? Places where, of course, are not, at the state capital or affiliated with the state capital. I mean, they're also part of the state. What did the administration do about those areas?
Just like I said, the first term of the current affair of His Excellency administration was centered on rural development. And just like I said, the second term, which is the current term, have been committed to urban renewal. So if I should take you back to the first term, where I said it was centered around rural development, the roads that I made mention across the 3 local governments in the east, and some of the other roads in the rural communities that were, rehabilitated and reconstructed by this administration are numerous. We cannot mention them. Then secondly, Kogi East, for example, because of our topography, the area is liable to gully erosion.
All right. I'm sorry, but we're pressed with time. I need to let you go. Sorry.
Yes,
but we're pressed with time.
Erosion had claimed over 23
Onogwu Muhammed, thank you so much.
But today it has been fixed, and people
thank you so much
of the government in that area.
Thank you so much. We're pressed with time. For time, I need to let you go. But before, just quickly, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how would you score your administration?
8.5 over 10.
Thank you very much, Onogwu Muhammed.
And that is a distinction. Thank you very much.
Chief Press Secretary to the Kogi State Government. Once again, thank you so much for your time.
I'll be with you.
And of course, at this point, you're watching The Conversation. We'll go on a quick break. When we return, we will be going to South Africa, where we have issues there brewing. Stay with us.